Yeah, hi, I'm Roy from New York. I'm here on the South Shore of Long Island. Behind me is the Atlantic Ocean. This is the area where Nassau and Suffolk Counties discharge over 100 million gallons of treated wastewater every day. Most people do not realize that discharges like this is why Long Island is running out of drinking water. The purpose of this video is to look at what this means to us. It's a little chilly out here, so let's take this indoors and see what's going on. Okay, it's substantially warmer in here. First, a little background on myself. I'm a professional engineer licensed in New York State. I have over 40 years of experience in the fields of water supply and sewage disposal. In my past lives, I worked for both Nassau and Suffolk Counties. Okay, most people do not realize that areas of Long Island ran out of drinking water in the past and had to find alternative water supplies. The remaining areas are facing a water crisis. We will discuss how the sewage treatment strategy of ocean discharge is the primary cause of depleting our water supply. This is a map of the United States showing the location of Long Island. It is part of New York State and is located on the east coast in the Atlantic Ocean. This is a map of Long Island with the Long Island Sound to the north and the Atlantic Ocean to the south. Nassau and Suffolk counties depend totally on wells and their groundwater to supply water to its residents and businesses. In the past, Queens also depended on wells, but depleted its water supply by overpumping and now depends on water supply from upstate New York and New York City. This map shows the amount of water being pumped every day from the ground to provide a water supply for Nassau and Suffolk counties. The primary use of this water is for washing, flushing toilets, and irrigation. Once used, the water must be collected, treated, and disposed of. There are two basic forms of wastewater treatment on Long Island: on-site septic systems and sewage treatment plants. This slide shows the type of sewage treatment and disposal used on Long Island. The first is on-site septic systems, utilizing a septic tank and a leaching pool. The wastewater receives primary treatment in the septic tank and secondary treatment in the leaching pool. The effluent then leaches into the soil and is naturally treated and filtered as it works its way into the aquifer. Alternatively, the septic tank can be replaced with an advanced treatment system, which provides additional treatment before the effluent enters the leaching pool. The other form of treatment is a sewage treatment plant. This is a sewage treatment plant with a ground discharge. The treatment plant provides primary and secondary treatment before the effluent is discharged into the ground and recharges into the aquifer. This is a sewage treatment plant with a surface water discharge. The treated effluent is discharged to surface waters through a pipe or outfall. This does not recharge to the aquifer. This map shows the sewered areas of Nassau County. Most of the county is sewered. There are 10 sewage treatment plants discharging 132 million gallons per day. Most of this discharge is to coastal waters and does not replenish our water supply, but rather depletes it. This map shows the sewered areas of Suffolk County. Most of the county is not sewered and depends on on-site septic systems to treat and dispose of wastewater. The advantage to on-site septic systems and treatment plants with ground discharges is that they replenish the groundwater supply. A few treatment plants in Suffolk County discharge directly into coastal waters, depleting the water supply. The largest is the plant for the Southwest Sewer District, which discharges over 30 million gallons per day. This slide shows the quantities of treated wastewater that are discharged into coastal waters from Nassau and Suffolk counties every day. These discharges are from the sewage treatment plants that have outfall pipes discharging directly into the bays and ocean on both the north and south shore of the island. Most of the wastewater is discharged along the south shore. This map puts into perspective the portion of the public water supply that ends up as wastewater in sewage treatment plants and is ultimately dumped into coastal waters. Nassau's strategy of dumping all its wastewater into coastal waters has been disastrous for its water supply and the environment. Unfortunately, Suffolk is following in its footsteps. This map shows the outfalls that account for the majority of treated wastewater discharges from Nassau and Suffolk counties along the South Shore. They include the Bay Park, Long Beach, Cedar Creek, and Southwest Sewer District outfalls. If this treated wastewater was recharged into the ground rather than dumped in the ocean, Nassau County would not be experiencing a water supply shortage. This slide shows the effects of overpumping groundwater and discharging treated wastewater. The most notable is the lowering of the water table, which triggers reactions in the ecosystem. These changes have been associated with environmental problems in the estuaries of Nassau and Suffolk counties. Here we see a correlation between the construction of sewers in Nassau County and the long-range decline in the groundwater table. This decline in the groundwater table upset the groundwater balance and has caused undesirable effects. Here we see some of the problems in the Long Island estuaries that have been associated with depletion of the groundwater supply. In the past, these problems were blamed on an excess of nitrogen in the groundwater, which has proven not to be the case. Here we see some of the stresses that have been placed on the Long Island water supply. Queens once depended on wells, but depleted its water supply by overpumping and discharging to coastal waters. Queens now depends on a water supply from upstate New York. Nassau is negotiating to also get water from upstate New York, as it has overpumped and exceeded its sustainable yield. Nassau's overpumpage has caused an estimated 9 million gallons per day of water to flow underground into Nassau from Suffolk County. A water supplier was caught pumping water from Nassau into Queens. As we see, the competition for water has been increasing. So now we have a better understanding of how wastewater discharges from sewage treatment plants are depleting our water supply. What is mind-boggling is the fact that the Nassau County officials continue to promote additional development and water usage, while not addressing the underlying problem of ocean discharge and lack of recharge. Restoring the water supply for Nassau County seems to be a lost cause. However, Suffolk County still has a fighting chance. Hopefully, Suffolk County officials catch on and react before it's too late. Well, that's the story. I hope this video helps to shed some light on the problem. Take care.